Here's something to drink too. Some water. Oh shoot. We live. See, this is a special segment of Don't Hate the Player, Learn the Game. Game by Goldie, of course. Listen, I brought one of my guys on here, right? We've done some work together. Every time we talk about women, we have the same, pretty much the same outlook. So I got to introduce him to y'all. I'm gonna let y'all come on, pick his brain, see if he the real deal, ask him some questions, and we just go by, we just gonna converse and have a conversation about women, about relationships, about men being on their purpose, about how relationships oftentimes when you choose wrong hold you back. But if you learn and have the insight to choose right, could propel you forward. How you feeling?
I'm good, bro. I'm appreciative of being here, man. And it's interesting that we end up thinking alike. Obviously, I don't have the experience that you have. So again, I'm appreciative of being here and learning everything from you, bro. I feel as though I had a lot of stuff already figured out just because I've always been the kind of guy where, like, if I set my mind towards something, like if I see a nigga do something that's dope, I'm like, bro, I got to try it. I'm going to figure it out. I'm gonna go through the learning curves, right? But there was this like specifically the stuff you started talking about with self-love, being self-investment. I'm like, bro, that makes so much sense. And it just brought everything together. And that shit has just really just helped me take off, bro. Like I'm on this, I'm as selfish as I can possibly be. And I'm telling all these niggas who are in my inbox whining, trying to get their women back and all that, like, bro, what my mentor told me, he said, bro, you make the cardinal sin of manhood making a bitch more important than you are to your damn self. And I was like, bro, that makes so much sense. And I'm seeing that's exactly what men out here doing these days.
Man, that's the crux of my message. It took me a long time to have to articulate it. Me getting online, this wasn't a profession. And people just asking me questions. To me, it was just innate. It's what I saw growing up. It's what I saw. So that's just what I mimicked, but really breaking it down, when I started breaking it down, what is this that makes me feel like this? What is this that makes me move like this? And the crux of it, when you peel back the layers, if you keep asking, well, why is that? You got to answer, well, why is that? Well, what is that? Well, first principle of it is self-love. Mm-hmm. That's why if you skip that step, everything else isn't going to work. That's why a lot of dudes who try to talk like us, I tell them it's not going to work because you don't really feel like that. I really feel the way I'm talking because I love myself so much. And I love myself so much because I have self-investment. I have self-worth. I look myself in the mirror every day and the things that I'm doing make me self-validate. And when I self-validate, I don't need validation from the woman, from the man looking at me with the bad woman. It all comes from self. And from that place, everything is possible. But all right, man, listen, let's get into it. First, give us your household situation if you want to tell that type of information.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm married, been with my woman now. We've been together on and off 13 years. We've been married 4 or 5.
13 years.
So since I was like 18, 19. And what's interesting? I hear you talk a lot about picking wrong. Yeah. Here's what I will say. We got together. I had nothing. Like I was always a nigga with a mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always had the gift of gab. So like getting women has never been an issue. And so one thing I will say is that she's not spiteful. I've never dealt with a spiteful woman. Like even when there were moments where like I've introduced other women into the situation, of course she's all fussy and shit with the bitches here. But then as soon as they're gone, she's like, oh, I'm sad. I missed them. And like not spiteful at all. Even
that's the beautiful thing.
It is. Even when like we had split for a little bit and it was like, all right, I get them, on weekends, you get them this. She would be like, come get your son. Period. You know what I'm saying? So like I've never had to have that issue, but I know that burns so many men. But at the very, 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 very same time, when I was growing up, my mom and my dad, we all lived together for a little bit, right? And let my dad tell the story. He was paying child support while we were in the home together. I'm like, that's enough to piss a nigga off. So growing up, like that was my biggest like fear. Like, hey, I would tell any chick, hey, if we fucking, I'm not using, hey, don't you ever put me on child support. I will burn this motherfucker down. I will become homeless. I do not do that. You will never hear from me again. And so what that did, the very outset, it was like, okay, he's a generous guy. I'm more likely to get, what I want using honey rather than vinegar. And I'm going to just stay in his good graces. And so we're good, bro. I started loving.
Listen, that's a good thing, right? You must have just got lucky because, man, all of that. Hey, if you ever put me on child support, I'll burn this motherfucker down. This, that, and the third. Man, there's some women out here who don't give a fuck. They ready to kill themselves and you kamikaze everything when they mad. So it don't matter how good your threats are.
Yeah.
Some women out here, it don't matter. When they mad, they're a liability and they'll burn the house down and take the kids with them. You know what I'm saying? So you just chose right.
Two things though. So one, she grew up with both parents at home. Right.
I was just about to get to that. I was actually speaking about that earlier today. When picking the right woman, you have to understand that you have to pick things that you can't build in her. Character,
Yep.
Not being dysfunctional, seeing a loving relationship. A woman who is not spiteful, that's character. Right? That is character. That's something that no matter what you do or don't do, that was in her before. So you got to dig into her background. What was her parents like? What was her family dynamic like? What character was she brought up with? And if you go to first principle with that, you will always be in a good situation. You'll be with a woman where even if you do something wrong, she's not going to key your car. You're going to deal with a woman where even if you have a child and y'all break up, she's not going to use the kids as pawns. If you go and look at any situation like that, I don't care how nice she was acting. If you dig into her history and her childhood, into her family unit, into her character was built like that. That's what she saw. So it's like, I've started at this age now. I got to go back through your history. I got to go back through your history. What was your family like? What's your core values? What's your relationship with your mom, your dad? Have you been molested? Because all of those things are you're not going to change somebody's programming, subconscious programming for 20, 30 years in a couple years. They may act a certain way, but when all things go wrong, they're going to revert to their programming. So at this point, you got to really dig into that woman's history.
So on top of that, though, the second thing, one, she grew up with her parents. The second thing, and this is what a lot of men don't know, like it's very simple principles. Masculinity takes big things and we make it small. We simplify it. Femininity takes small shit and makes it big, right? So if you give your woman the energy of spite, she's going to be far more spiteful than you. You know what I'm saying? And so I've also learned if I talk to my woman with like animosity and anger in my voice, she gets super angry. But and I've tested this multiple women, if I come and I say with love in my voice, if I say, hey, you got me fucked up. Now you know that is not the way to treat me. You will speak to me with love or you will never speak to me. That does not start an argument. I can say any words I want to say as long as I use that tone. So I'm also making sure that I'm never spiteful towards her. I could see a woman not being the spiteful type, but if she's constantly giving spite, she's going to give it back to you. And niggas be bringing that on themselves sometimes.
Now, I'll say this. Every woman ticks differently. I got a woman. I got a hoot and holler, shout and cuss. But she takes it in a way of, that's just him. That's just how he's doing. He's letting me know he's serious. And then, but it's nothing. I do that same thing to a different type of woman. She shuts down. She's crying. Can't function. So I would say also every woman is different because some women don't respect nothing but that. Some women, they're not used to it. So if you do it to them, it's, oh my God, what's he doing? I can't deal with this. So I feel like every woman is different. You just got to know how your woman ticks.
But here's what I think, bro. If it gets to the point, because sometimes that's the only way a woman knows that's the only way she's seen love. She believes love is like harsh and in your face. And if I'm not bringing this, then I don't love her. But to me, it's like if that comes out of me when I'm dealing with you, bitch, every relationship does something to me. It's either making me better or it's making me worse. And that's not making me better. I would rather leave you alone than to go into that state because now I'm out of character type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And I might leave and then spend about 45 days later. But she gonna realize, oh, okay, I couldn't reach this nigga. It was almost like as if we never existed. And that usually is enough to you know what I'm saying, curb any bad acting. I just don't like going in that state, me personally. Like I'm a happy, jolly, grateful, fun nigga. Okay. So I don't like it personally.
I feel that. It's all what comes naturally to you. You know, when I was coming up, you know, I had big time players. Some they was with all the theatrics. Best friends. It was one of my mentors. One of my mentors and he had a best friend. They were completely opposite. He was live. He was chopping bitches down. He was cutting heads. And the other one was real calm, real quick with his words. You know, so I guess it all depends on your personality as well and what comes naturally to you. One person, he loved the theatrics. The other one, he couldn't stand them and he wasn't going to do it. So it all depends on what comes naturally to you as well.
I think that this is I can't prove this. I think if a bitch is really down for you, like she is yours, you can't mess it up. There's nothing you can say or do that's wrong because she wants.
That's for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Sure. I think that's what it comes down to. Like I used to think I had a mentor, like I was always like in my head about competition. Like I want the baddest bitch in the room, but like there's always gonna be a nigga with more money. So how do I do that? And he was like, look, women want you. Like if they made a Bentley and they make that bitch a one of one, she can't get it nowhere else but you. Period. You know what I'm saying? So when she wants you, because men, we're general, right? We want a woman to do something, right? Preferably the bitch that we want, but we want a woman. They're about the same. But women, like femininity is specific. They want that nigga. Like they plan a plan of attack to get the niggas they want, right? Because they can typically have any man that they want. So when you understand that, one, you don't need jealousy. Like if I know my bitch is locked in on me, first off, I'm gonna keep her too busy to worry about any other nigga, right? Like I'm gonna have you doing all kind of tasks, all kind of chores, all kind of things. And then two, I don't have to worry about jealousy because I know that they focus. I've had chicks tell me, hey, if I'm spending all my energy on you, like I'm not gonna have enough energy for another nigga. I'm not gonna like, I'm gonna be locked in. And I'm like, I know. So do what you want to do. You either want to be here or you don't. And there are some women I'm learning that they want multiple men. They want to do the most. And I'm like, that's cool. That's dangerous. But they just also let you know that like they're here for a fun time, not a long time. So don't invest too much in them.
Right. I mean, that's how I live my life. Like I'm not worried about her. I'm worried about what I'm worried about, and she better keep up. Like,
yeah.
And if that ain't how you feel,
that's the best way.
If that ain't how you feel, man, you're always gonna lose. You know why I can't lose? Because I'm always making myself better, mind, body, and soul, which means I can always catch better. Any woman that's with me today is lucky because I'm always working on myself. So when she met me, I wasn't as smart. I didn't have as much money. I didn't have as much style. I haven't built myself up in all of these areas. So I'm so much better. She's actually lucky to still be with me because at this point, who I am, I wouldn't even probably deal with the woman who she was. We only dealt with each other because that's what I could catch. I'm always getting better. So I could always catch better. So I'm never worried about a woman leaving. Hey, you leave, you're doing me a favor because I can catch way better than you. You just happen to catch me when I wasn't who I am. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you investing in yourself, building your business, building your brand, you're always going to be able to catch better. So if a woman leaves, you're almost like, I can't wait for her to mess up so I can get out here and catch what I know I could really catch. You know, so that's why I always say, man, don't make it about the woman, make it about yourself. And guess what? Your woman going to act right because she's not going to throw a lottery ticket away. She sees the work. She sees the self-investment. She sees how you keep growing. She's going to keep herself in check because she understands the fact that you're still going places. As long as you get with your woman and do like most dudes do, start watching Netflix and chilling. You're not working out. You're not on your diet. You're not on your business. You just chilling it. Guess what? Now she's going to give you a problem. Why? Because you're not the prize anymore that you was when y'all met.
Yep. Let me ask you this. I tell men it's actually easier to have, in my opinion, it's easier to have a relationship with two women than it is to have a relationship with one.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, listen.
You disagree?
I'm gonna give you this one line right here. Nothing keeps a woman in check like another woman.
Boy,
no hooting, hollering, no cussing her out. The only thing that keep a woman in check is the fact that she knows it's another woman willing to take her place that's either on her level or better than her right now. That'll keep a woman in check. Before, you would like for you to just tell a woman stay in check. You would like for her to just do what you want her to do. You would like to not have to yell at her. You would like to, hey, I need you to do this for me. I like this. I don't like this. The only way she's gonna do what you like and nothing you don't is when she sees another woman ready to do that. It's fucked up, but it is what it is.
And here's the funny thing: she don't even do what you ask her to do because she want to do it. She do it.
Yep.
So don't nobody else
in her mind in competition with that other bitch, man. And it's a goddamn shame. Listen, I had an uncle. He told me, he was like, man, he kept seeing me. I'm yelling at this woman. I'm cussing her out. I'm yelling at her. This, that, and the third. He was like, don't nothing keep a woman in check like another woman. He said, you ain't been working. I said, yeah, because I thought this was my bitch. We was just gonna get rich together. He said, yeah, in the perfect world. In the perfect world, she like you, you like her, and you would just rather not have the headache of other women and just get rich with her. But women don't respect that. Whatever reason, they don't respect it. And she didn't get on her job until I started knocking other bras. And I'm like, hey, you fucked it up. Could have just been me and you, but hey, it is what it is. Don't cry now.
You know what it is? You know what it, again, because niggas say things. I be wanting to get down to the root and like the psychology and the science behind it. What it is that which you have access to, man, woman, place, the thing, we start to take for granted. Yep. That's just what it is. That's part of the human condition.
And sometimes you gotta let, hey, bitch, you forgot I was fly. You see me every day. You forgot I was fine. These bitches don't see me every day. They think I'm fly. They think I'm fine. They willing to do whatever. So let me let you see that.
Yep.
And now that I have to let you see that, I'm gonna start to remind myself, oh, it's other bitches out here who feel like that about me. Yep. So now you can fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the other thing: like when you see them every day, the words like "I love you" and "I miss you," that shit don't mean nothing. But if you ain't seen the other chick in 2 weeks, she really do miss you. She can't wait to jump in your drawers. You see what I'm like? It gives you people back and forth.
This goes back to another lesson I got in the game. It was always keep your curtain up. You know, one of my mentors, he would always talk about the Wizard of Oz. You know, a lot of people, they too young for that now. But the Wizard of Oz, the Wizard of Oz is behind the curtain. He's pulling the strings and doing all this and making this big old thing. He said, man, listen, you got to keep your curtain up, because if she sees behind that curtain, everybody puts their pants on one leg at a time. No matter how great you are, no matter how great your idol and your mentor, when you see them in person, they're going to be humanized, because the imagination is always grander than reality. Yeah. So no matter how great you are, she's going to take for granted. So keep that curtain up. I just got to a point in my life, fuck you. If you see behind this motherfucking curtain, bitch, dip if you don't feel like I'm that great. Because I did that for a long time. And I know niggas who live like that. And guess what? It's exhausting. Bitch, I'm not going to spend that much time trying to keep you. Yeah, bitch, you can see behind this motherfucking curtain. And you can leave if you feel like you treat me less than because you see me every day. All right, then you're just not going to fuck with me. And I'm going to just get somebody else who think I'm that great. And that cycle will forever continue, because I'm always getting better. We in our prime at 30, getting to 40 years old. You're not. So I can always catch more and better. So I will continue this cycle on and on to the day that I die, or until I'm 55. And you know,
so when you say keep the curtain up, what does that mean? Can you translate?
Keep the mystique. Don't let her in too much. Don't tell her too much. Don't humanize yourself. Now I get it. You should do that. I'm just not. Fuck you, bitch. I like to be me. I want a bitch that I can be me, do me, show you who I am, show you my vulnerabilities, this, that, and the third. That's what I like. I like that. And guess what? I catch bitches like that who I'm real with, and they like me for me, and they know the real me. I'm not finna play no motherfucker. Bitch, you're not that important. But I do see most dudes should do that, though. Most dudes should do that.
Here's my thing on it, bro. And I'm a little different. We can talk. I think R&B fucked niggas up. It fucked me up a little bit. But I like intimacy. I like for my chick to know me. So like, if you see me stressed, maybe I don't even realize I'm stressed yet, but you know what I start doing when I'm stressed. You see it. You understand that, all right, this nigga needs to stay up. So I see he's stressed. I'm gonna just do this without even him asking. That's what I like. I like a woman who is proactive in helping me stay on top of my game. Because then I'm also a very generous nigga. I'm like, hey, I see you. You did that, baby. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
listen, because that's how I am, right? Because I know super players, super max, the smoothest, coolest niggas in the world. When I first got into the game, I was like that. Always had a straight face, was cool about everything. Everything was smooth, this, that, and the third. It's exhausting.
It sounds exhausting.
It's exhausting. And I know niggas, they live that. That's their whole life. And it's like a fake life. It's like, I don't want to work that hard. I would rather be me, fuck with women who fuck with me for me. Then I can use that energy trying to hold up a front on things to move my life forward.
Yes.
Because I know dudes out here walking around and they women don't even know them. They women don't even know them. And I feel like this, man, when you fake for too long, you're going to forget who you are. You fake for too long, you're going to start to be out of reality touch with who you actually are. So I just transition. Like I said, I'll say it again, because I don't want nobody to take this, man. You might not be ready. You might lose your whole household trying to be yourself now that you've been faking so long. That's just at this point in my life, especially when I'm fully betting on myself now. Fuck you, bitch. That's how I feel. I ain't finna fake for your motherfucking ass. Hey, only person you got to fake for is somebody you're scared of, bitch. I ain't scared of you.
Here's what I think, bro, because it's real straightforward. We typically talk about and brag about and show off that which we're proud of. If I'm not fully being me in a moment, that means I'm not proud of some part of me. I'm proud of me, nigga. I've always been proud of me. So for that reason, I'm gonna show up how I show up.
Yeah, you know what too though? I'm thinking about dudes that I know, and they really not players for real. They lying to every woman they got. Most of they women don't even know they fuck with other women. Their entire online persona is a fake ass nigga that's not even really them. You know, they're motherfucking hornballs. And if they woman really knew what they was outside doing with these bras, not standing on the business they standing on with them, not really having those same integrity things that they tell their woman about, it's really because they not who they say they are, and they don't hold themselves to that man's standard because they women don't know who they really are in that fashion. So maybe if they was really like me, I'm really like this. I really stand on this. I'll really cuss a bitch out. I'll really stand on this in front of other women. A woman really gonna have to bring me something. Any woman fuck with me, I'm asking for something. You know, I'm really like that. So I don't have to put my curtain up because I'm not doing that with other women. I'm doing that with every woman I meet. So, you know, maybe it's because we so real of who we are.
You know what it is, bro? Because I be trying to break shit down when niggas be like real man, real woman. Nah, bro, let's keep it simple. The truth is you demonstrate courage. That's what it is. It's feeling fear and then acting on it anyway. Now it's probably not fear anymore now that you've been doing this shit for so long. But like what's the book? The Slight Edge. You're either winning or you're losing. You're either practicing cowardice or you're practicing courage. It ain't no in between. So it's like you build the habit of like, look, I'm like, I want some, because I used to lie, I used to do all that. But then it was like, look, I want to do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And then I would go out and have these experiences, and I would tell my wife, like, look, I know you don't like me doing it, but you got to go try it too. Because this shit's amazing. You go try this shit and then tell me you don't want to do it no more. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just a matter of like, I know what's to lose, quote unquote, but I'm going to do what I got to do. And I'm going to suffer the consequences. I'm not afraid. I'm going to do what I want.
You know, everything in my life is about being free, man. I used to have an affirmation before I knew what affirmations was when I was like 17 years old. It was like, I do whatever I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want. Money is no object. So my entire life has always been about freedom. So, bitch, if I got to hide and fake and be a different person in front of you, then it's going to on the antithesis of my life's goal to do what I want, when I want, with who I want. Anything that is in the antithesis is that I don't want it. I don't want to fake about nothing. I don't want to be around nobody I got to fake. I don't want to have to lie to this, lie to that. As soon as I start feeling like that, I start feeling a way that I don't like.
Yeah. I agree. And here's the other thing about me, bro. I'm not even a good liar. You see it on my face. It's a dead giveaway. I'd rather tell you the truth and hurt your feelings than because you gonna see it anyway. So what the fuck I gotta lie about? Like I like the best version of I think about that too. I'm always thinking about how would the best version of me show up? And is that what's best for me? Is it best for me to have one woman? Is it best for me to deal with a woman that raises my temperature? Is it best that I let a woman disrespect me? Like, what the best version of me do this, put up with this, engage in that? If the answer is no, then I need to leave this shit alone.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things. Man, these women will tell you to your face, I would rather you just lie to me than tell me the truth. And that's the problem. I'd rather you lie to me than tell me the truth. It's like, well, goddamn, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I don't want to have to lie to you. But you would rather me lie to you than tell you the truth. So, I mean, it puts you in a rock and a hard place. Because the other thing is this, it's like this. I can lie to you or I can leave you. Because if I tell you the truth, you're going to give me a problem and I'm going to leave. So I'm trying to help you out. I'm being real. Listen, I can lie to you, or I can tell you the truth and then leave you. Because when I tell you the truth, you're going to piss me off and give me a problem. And I'm going to tell you, well, bitch, you don't got to be here. So, I mean, in a perfect world, you'd always want to tell the truth. But these women's psychology is so different that sometimes it's like she wants you. I swear I did a podcast. Go watch it. She literally said, well, what I don't know won't hurt me. She really pretty much says, like, I'd rather you not tell me.
Man, here's the thing, bro. It comes back to courage. Like I've talked to so many men. So let me talk about the business a little bit. So what I do outside of the masculinity content, outside of the products that like help men argue with their women less and have more sex, outside of that, what I do is I run a tech startup where I help men who are already making 120,000, 140,000. They got a wife, they got kids. They're working 50, 60, 70 hours a week. They ain't went on vacation. They ain't had time to travel. They ain't got time to do nothing with their family. I teach them how to make that same income, scale their income up to $250,000 in tech, working 20 hours or less a week. I've had several people do it. This shit is simple. And the number one problem I see all of these men have is that like they lack the courage to stand up to their woman. It's so interesting, bro. A woman will get with a man and slowly turn him into a nigga they don't like, right? So when you meet her, you got several chicks. Then she's like, all right, what are we? All right, now I want you to get rid of all of them. Literally, biologically speaking, once you go from several to one, she likes you less. She'll smile and nod and love you in the moment, but long term, she starts to resent you. All right, baby, I want to buy a house out here, but I want to live out there. And then you follow that bitch lead. She smiles in the moment, and then long term, she resents you because it's like, why the fuck does it keep
doing? Hey, man, listen, anytime you let a woman lead, she going to lead it to destruction.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm going to ask my woman what I should do just so I could do the opposites, you know, and that's real talk.
I do that shit too. But you know what?
Not all the time, but sometimes I know I'm going to just do the opposite of what she's saying right now.
Yeah. And what helped me was literally just being like, I don't give a damn what any chick wants. It don't matter at all. Because if you want to be over here, you're going to do what I want. I care what a woman earns. Tell me what you want to earn. Tell me what you want to do. And then tell me what you want to receive after doing said thing. But outside of that, we're going to do what I want to do.
Okay, let me ask you this question. You're married. Mm-hmm. Why do most marriages end in divorce, in your opinion?
Because, so first off, they're sexless, right? And the woman stops wanting to have sex with the man because she feels unsafe. She feels unsafe because he says yes too much to her damn desires because he doesn't want to hear her mouth. Right. So ultimately, it's because she feels unsafe with these men. And it's because he doesn't stand up for himself. And the thing about masculinity is she cannot give it to you. Nigga, you got to take it. You have to take it. You have to be willing to stand up and say, bitch, that's not going to happen. Either that shit stops or this shit stops. But something's about to stop. And that's what it is.
You know, something interesting about what you just said. I've had many women and even sometimes random women that I meet. Like, they'll do something to piss me off. And I'll be like, who you think you talking to? And they'll be like, oh, that just turned me on. I say, it's something wrong with you women.
Yes.
You're sexually turned on when you piss me off.
Yes.
But it goes to show why being nice to a woman, she don't respect it and she don't like it on an innate level. I don't feel like it makes sense to me, but it's happened so many times that it just lets you know women only respect that. They only respect your natural aggression. And they don't respect when you're too docile, when you're too kind. They'll smile in your face, but they're not sexually turned on by that. They don't like it, and they don't deep down inside. I don't even think they consciously understand that they're psychopaths to like that. I had a woman one time tell me, she was like, the other day, when you got all upset with me, was cussing me out, that shit turned me on. And I was just thinking on my mind, I got to get away from this woman. I got to get away from this woman because she's dysfunctional. But I've heard it so many times. It lets me know, like, that's why you got to be yourself. And society tries to teach you to not be a man, to not do what's innate. But that's what women like.
You know, I'm not gonna give them this because there's certain shit that I got to make these niggas pay for. But there's this one art style that I've learned, right? And the interesting thing I learned when doing this is women want to be out of control. They walk around making their own goddamn decisions all day, making money, working, doing whatever they're doing. Like, my wife comes home and she's like, look, I've been making decisions all day, daddy. Just tell me what to do. I don't want to make no decisions. Tell me what to do. Lead, God. And I had another chick, she was like, she like gets on my nerves. And I'm like, why do you keep doing? She's like, I just like it when you choke me. I just like it when you, because I'll be like, hey, go sit down somewhere. She's like, oh, I just like when you do that. And it's like, why do you do this shit?
I'm almost torn, right? Because I used to be like that. You know, hey, bitch, turn your brain off. Let me handle everything. Until I started to realize, man, you can't get that far with them. So it depends on your position in life. On the come up, yes, I need a woman to just let me think for you. Don't think, let me think. Mm-hmm. The farther I'm getting in life, the different circles, I realize, man, it's certain levels that you cannot get to with a woman who's not sharp, intellectual, and can't think for herself. So it's no longer let me think for you. It's having because on the lower level, these bras are so stupid. You don't need her using her mind, right? Because she's gonna fuck some shit up.
Yeah.
But when you get to a higher level, you need an intellectual, sharp woman that understands that, listen, you can think for yourself, but you need to just use the methodology and the frameworks that I'm giving you. And you could give them a framework, you can give them a guide, and you can give them a destination, and they can find a way, a faster way to get it. And you don't have to be over them every day. You don't have to micromanage. With a woman like that, you can get much further. But to a point, you can get far. But if you want to start getting into the big leagues, you want to start talking, being in $100 million conversations and have your woman going out on friend dates with his wife and being in these certain circles, you need a woman who's sharp, who could think for herself. And it's actually a burden to have a woman who, oh, well, you didn't tell me X, Y, to Z. Well, bitch, you can't figure that out. You that slow. I need to do everything for you. So it just depends where you at in life. I'm still grinding. I'm still trying to get to the next levels in life. But if you at a certain point and it's just like, I'm here, I'm chilling, I just want a bunch of bitches around while I'm doing what I'm doing, with my feet up, kicking, cleaning, cooking, then that's different. But I used to be like that. But I've realized, man, you need a certain type of woman if you really want to go far. I'm gonna give you one more example, then I'm gonna let you leave. Right? I'm gonna let you go. I was in Dubai. Dude, he make like $50,000 a day. Been making millions for a long time. Help a lot of people make millions. We're with a woman that he's with. And you know, she's doing her thing. And then we go out to dinner later. It's this dude in Dubai. He's like one of the biggest influencer guys, you know, got super rich, $100+ million. Now he just does content on the highest level. One of the biggest, if you know what it is, DMAC, it's like one of the biggest conglomerates in Dubai. He's linking them up with influencers, high level dude. You know why we sitting at this table? Because the guy I know, it's a woman, knows this man. Right? Different type of circles that a woman who can't think for herself ain't gonna be in. So when you get to the next levels, you got to have a woman who don't want to just turn her brain off, but she's not so stupid with her brain not being off, she don't fuck everything up.
I believe it. I believe it. Do you feel as though there's a trade-off with that kind of woman though?
There is.
Okay.
There is. There's for sure a trade-off. That's why I said it depends what your goals are.
Yeah.
If you're still on the grind, you know, that's what you, if you really, and you're trying to reach the ultimate heights, right? Then I feel like that's what you need. But, you know, you're going to have a backlash of that as well, because you really have to have a hold on her. Not to say you can't, but you really got to have a hold on her. Otherwise, things can get real sticky real quick. So you got to be a sharp dude. And a lot of dudes aren't as sharp as they think. That's why they go for women who got to turn their brain off.
I believe it, but here's the thing. I don't even think you got to pick and choose. You can have one of each. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do with her. This is what I do with her. Like this is different uses for different use cases.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. That's for sure. 100%. Let me ask you another question here. Why do you think it's so hard? I've seen one of your videos. You say it's hard to please women. Why do you think it's so hard to please women?
First off, niggas out here trying to do that, they're losing. Miserable. The most miserable niggas on earth is a happy wife, happy life niggas. I swear to God, they are. I used to be one of them.
Happy king and not a goddamn thing.
Goddamn right. But literally, bro, their nature, by their nature, they are unsatisfiable. They just are, right? It don't matter if you put a bitch on a yacht. In a few years, she's going to want to be on a bigger yacht. It don't matter if you put her on, you know, courtside seats or whatever. The next year, she's going to want nicer things. And to a degree, we all have that in us, right? Like we all want better. We want to strive for more. But like their literal nature is they cannot be pleased, right? And so I used to be the kind of guy who was just like, hey, I just want a happy woman, right? What it truly was I didn't like myself. And so I wasn't happy. And so I would try to borrow a woman's joy. Is what it was. And so you try to spend and buy gifts and do shit like that to keep her happy. But then, nigga, you either run out of money or you run out of emotion. You're like, man, fuck this.
I've seen dudes do that. I've seen dudes run out of money trying to make a bitch happy, and then they on to the next.
Yes, bro, you can't do that. But what does work, I'm gonna give these niggas a little bit again, is, hey, baby, I need you to do this for me. It could be anything. It could be make my bed. It could go get my food. It could go pay this. It could be anything. Baby, I need you to do this for me. And then she do it. Baby, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You are amazing. See, that's why I keep your little fine ass right. And you just pour it on. That I can give compliments all day. That's free 99. And what it does is it endears, and she'll keep coming back for that over and over and over again. It don't cost me a goddamn thing. Meanwhile, these niggas are trying to buy their happiness. And I see it, man. And honestly, I try not to be judgmental. I feel bad for these niggas. I feel bad because what they're doing is they're saying that, hey, I don't have any value outside of what I can provide for her. And I really need this woman to feel good for me to feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I say it all the time, man. And that's why I say, man, just take it back to first principles. I have my game got rules for a reason. Game got rule number one, like who likes you. When a woman likes you, you are the thing that brings her happiness and joy. And she would rather be at a park bench with a Subway sandwich as long as she's next to you. I got women where it don't matter if we stand 5-star or we stand 2-star. As long as they with me, they happy. That's the only woman I'm dealing with. Then everything I buy is on top of that, right? It's the cherry on top. It's not the whole meal. Yeah. And then I believe like this, man, it is the human condition that happiness is never a place that you can stay forever. Nope. You know, happiness is a feeling. It's a moment. It's an excitement. People, the human condition is being happy in the pursuit of something. Yes. So that's why housewives fuck the pool boy and are unhappy because they're in no pursuit. That's why people who are spoiled or people who have a lot of money growing up get depressed and want to commit suicide, because happiness is found in the pursuit of something. That's why when you deal with an entrepreneurial woman, they're never unhappy because they're always in the pursuit. So therefore, like in the game, like you said, you keep a bitch busy. It's like this. Back in the game, they would say, listen, you better keep that bitch busy, because if she sit down long enough, she's going to find a reason to run off, right? Not because anything's wrong, but if she sits too long, she's going to find a reason that something's wrong. So you keep that bitch busy. All right, bitch, you doing this, you doing that. Oh, I'm finna send you to New York. Oh, it's slowing down New York. I'm going to send you to here. I'm going to send you to here. Because like somebody said in the comments, like children, they can't stand to be without entertainment, without some sort of arousal. Yes. And that comes with just low-level individuals, period. They can't be by themselves. That's why I say all the time, it is a superpower if you can build your mentality to not, 1, be alone, 2, sit with yourself, and 3, not have any stimulus but your own mind and not squirm. You tell most people sit in a room by themselves for 10 minutes without your phone, without any music, without anything, they'll squirm like dope fiends. That's how crazy it is. So it's a superpower this day and age to be somebody who can do that.
That's my morning routine. I wake up, I drink my water, I might get some coffee, and I sit in silence. It's a good time. It's a very good time. I just got my thoughts. I got what I'm
doing. Until you get, listen, I feel the same way, and I feel like I'm weird from, like, I'll get on a plane, eat 14 hours. I'll get on a bus, I'll be somewhere, and I'll be like, I have no qualms about sitting here for a long period of time, because I'm going to be thinking about so many great things and ideas and things. It's actually a good time because nobody's interrupting me, texting me, calling me. I can actually think about things and develop different ideas and come up with different things. That is a superpower. And there's most women could never, most people could never, but I think for sure most women could never. And that's what makes us so strong and powerful, because a woman has to deal with things they don't want to. Men deal with things they don't want to because they can't sit in silence. I will sit in silence. I will be happy with it. I will live by myself with no one. Wake up with a smile on my face. Go to sleep with a smile. Oh, I get giggity when nobody's around and I can just kick my feet up and watch TV. Most people can't do that.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? So going back to that question, why is it so hard to please a woman? You know what I've actually learned? Women actually respond better to men who disappoint them. It is a skill set to disappoint a woman. And here's how I know it's to be true. You can talk to any chick and be like, all right, how many niggas you got in your phone? How many men are texting you trying to get your attention that you don't care about them at all? And if she looks good at all, if she's a 6 or 7 or 8, she's got plenty of niggas, right? And she's giving them no time or attention, but she's chasing after a nigga who don't really want her like that. Proof that she wants the man who can disappoint her, meaning she wants a man who can tell her no, let her feel down and sad or whatever. And then it's like, all right, bitch, when you got your feelings, you can come back. But that's what it is. When I learned that that's what it was, I was like, oh, I might as well be an asshole. I might as well go back to who I used to be.
Yeah, you know, I feel you. And I've used all the same games and all the same tactics. At this point in my life, though, when I see a woman like that, she's dysfunctional. And for me to have her the way I want to have her, I'm going to have to play these dysfunctional games. I'd rather not.
Wait.
But that's because I'd rather use that time and energy trying to get to where I want to be in life, some generational wealth. And that I realize now, that's why I know all these games. I know them all. I could play them all. But that time and energy
Yeah.
I feel like it's best used for me to get to where I'm going in life. I could play all those games. I could have a bunch of bitches doing what I want. I'd play the emotional games. I'd have them crying. I'd lift them up. I'd do all that. But instead, I would rather find women, which I'm not, it's not a lot of them. I
Yeah.
would rather find a woman who's not dysfunctional, who doesn't run towards chaos, who doesn't love me yelling at her, who can just genuinely appreciate me. And guess what? The only way she's going to do that is she came up in a household, in a
Yeah.
family where
But
that was normal, which
here's
most
the
women haven't.
here's the thing though, bro. Here's what I'm telling men, they don't believe it. They need chaos. They need this. It's not their fault. It is their biological makeup. They need chaos. So here's what I'm saying. You're still dealing with the type of woman you think you're not, but you are. When's the last time you told your woman? When's the last time you told your woman no to anything?
All the time.
Okay, then what I'm saying is that disappoints her. And so she sticks around with a nigga that disappoints her. That's what I'm saying. That's what it is. It ain't dysfunction. It's just them. Just like, go ahead.
I think this as a whole, we are addicted to drama from TV. We're getting programmed by TV, by the news. We're addicted to drama. So it's like when people say somebody's dysfunctional, they're in a dysfunctional relationship, why don't they leave? Because that dysfunction is more familiar than the unknown. And they would have, like they say, rather the devil you do know than the devil you don't. It's something psychological, subconscious that human beings just don't understand.
Yeah. Bro, I'm gonna send you this one guy's content. Because I don't be sharing my sources on the internet, but I'm gonna send you this guy content. Right. Literally, the nigga got me to believe they need chaos. That it is necessary. You cannot sit a woman too long by herself. Let me give you another example, right? Let's say there's a housewife. She ain't got no kids. It's just, the man works. She sits at home all day. She will get bored, which means he's a good guy. I'm bored, and will go and create her own chaos. They need it. They need it.
I would say this though, because it's just like positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement.
Yeah.
I feel like they could create chaos, or you can give them, like we were talking about, something to pursue that's positive.
They still need chaos. That don't stop them from needing chaos.
Oh, okay. In the pursuit of something, there is chaos because it is the unknown.
Yes.
Entrepreneurship, it is technically chaos, but the outcome of it is something more positive than just chaos for the sake of chaos.
Yes. I agree with that. Here's how I look at it. If you're gonna need chaos anyway, bitch, I'm gonna give it to you because I got some of those, and you're gonna feel bad when I'm out. So
you remind me one of myself. I've calmed down a lot. One of myself, but two of one of my biggest mentors. He loved that. He damn near 50 something now. That's it. You hear him right now cussing a woman out, and it's all theatrics. Like, he loves it. That's why it all goes with temperament. The older I get, my temperament is I'd rather fucking not. But there's nothing wrong with what you're doing, because I know people they thrive off the theatrics. They're gonna play the game, then they're gonna come, So
no. I talk like this because we talking. But like, no, bro, I'm laid back. I cursed out every single woman I've been with except like the last two, and I'm proud of myself.
I don't feel like I've evolved not to cuss a woman out. I haven't evolved that greatly yet. Now, I don't be just cussing a woman out for nothing. But listen, if we're gonna be serious, you're gonna get cussed out because it's just gonna get to that point.
Here's what I learned though, bro. So one thing I do with men is men don't understand their emotions, right? They don't, right? And so I'll give you one, for example. When people are angry, right? They don't understand what their body's trying to tell them. Anger is the sense that something that you value is being threatened. That's all it is. So when my wife is angry, I'm like, all right, so what do you value that's being threatened? Bitch, if you can't answer the question, you're not angry. You're probably disappointed. You probably hurt. You're probably saying you're mislabeling it, right? Yeah. And so here's the thing. I don't do the cursing. I would literally rather just leave you alone. I'd rather leave you alone. Like, that's just not gonna happen. But here's the thing. My wife is at the point now, she's learned me so well and she's had so much competition around that she already knows that, like, that bitch ain't gonna last long. She ain't gonna last long.
For me, it's more of a, I wouldn't say theatrics because I mean it, but it's one of those. It's one of those. I don't mean it where I'm worked up. I mean it in the sense of like a child, like my son. I told you,
to
do this for me 3-4 times.
Yep.
Now you're doing it because I yelled.
Yep.
I wouldn't have had to yell if you just did it.
Yes.
So it is sometimes a woman just don't respect what you're saying unless you put a little something on the back end of it. You know what I'm saying?
You know what also works though? You know what also works, and I've learned is letting them know you're disappointed in them. That hurts even more. Like I expected better. I didn't expect that I would have to tell you 3-4 times. But you know what? Don't even worry about it. I'll do it. That right there does more than shouting. Now here's the thing. In the moment, I'm upset, so I'm probably gonna say something out of turn. But what I'm saying is, I know the more effective thing is just like your son. Like if you let them know that, hey, I'm disappointed in you, right? Because they want to live up to your what your standard for them is, bro. Letting someone know you're disappointed.
That works with my son. I'll say some things like, that was very unmanly. He hates that. But just like with my son, just like with Pavlov's dog, you got to switch it up. You can't yell every time. Otherwise, now it's a game. Now she knows how to get you to yell. Exactly. So sometimes you got to say, I'm disappointed. Sometimes you got to yell. Sometimes you say nothing and get them wondering what the hell is going on. Because otherwise, they know how to push your buttons. So I feel like you should always mix it up on how you respond to things so they don't feel like they got you figured out.
You know, I also like to say, hey, oh, girl would have did that. You know what? Don't even worry about it. Oh, girl would have, because the last thing I want to do is get out of character. Because this now I'm upset and I don't like being that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like to me, when I get like that, I'm losing.
You know, another good one is you just let them know, like, I've been asking you to do this. You ain't been doing it. See, you done took things for granted. So I'm gonna stop asking you about it, but you'll see. I'm not gonna ask you to rub my back anymore, but you'll see. I'm gonna get my back rubbed. Sometimes that's all you gotta say. And sometimes you just have to demonstrate.
Yes.
That you meant what you said.
I have a mentor who told me, he said talk is overrated. He said the only time something is worth talking about is if it needs to stop or the relationship will stop. If it ain't that, then talk is overrated. Because if I gotta talk to you 2 to 3 times, it means that it don't mean nothing to you. And I've also come to learn the women who treat me the best use the least amount of words. They use the least amount of words. I have a self-care routine. Okay. I get 2 to 3 massages every week because I love me and it puts me in a zen state. They don't talk to me. They sit and they rub me. They like, ooh, you so strong. They say you want soft, medium, hard. That's it. They say 7 words to me the whole time I'm there. And they treat me well.
Hey, I need to start getting me some massages. You know what I'm saying?
2 or 3 times a week. I get to stay in a zen state.
Just, I like my own space. That's all. I like being in my own space. You have to get, and then let's listen. If I'm done getting a massage, I think I'm ready to go to sleep, man. I got you got to get up, you got to drive back home.
No, I get them at night. I get them at night, come back home. But here's the thing: the goal. I think I told you the goal is to get a spot, right? Where I want a massage table in my bathroom, white marble floor, like 2 women every day. I disappear for 90 minutes. I don't exist on Earth. I'm in a whole new plane. I'm getting a forehand massage every day in home. That's the goal. That's what I'm working. That's why I'm doing all this. To be totally motherfucking honest, that's my goal. I'm not trying to change the world. I'm trying to get both to have that in my house.
I heard that. Hey, shout out Afi with the $9.99. He says, salute my bro. Peace, chat room. Salute AD. Appreciate that. Let me get to a couple of these other questions too, though. Let me ask you about the 50-50 thing. You're married, so I mean, it doesn't really apply because you're married and your wife stays at home. But before what do you feel like most dudes out here who just getting with women? What do you feel like about 50-50?
Yeah, so let me correct you for a little bit. No, she works. She works. She makes more than what most of these niggas make. Okay, she make enough. She don't need me at all, right? But that being said, I also meet a lot of husbands and wives where like they have split finances. Like your money over there, my money over here. And what that means is she makes more than you. So that's why if a bitch was married to Jeff Bezos, she'd be like, Jeff, baby, I think she put my name on the account just in case anything happens. Because these hoes are selfish and they're going to do what's in their best interest, right? So there's a lot of married couples where they do this the split thing. But 50-50, to be totally honest with you, bro, that's something that only niggas talk about. I only ever hear black people talk about it, and they all just sound so poor. They all just sound like they ain't got no money. Like, because I'm assuming they're talking about money. Right? Here's how I look at it. I am the leader. I think I heard Kevin Samuels say this. He was like, look, if that's your woman Everything that she owns should be within your dominion. If she's got a car, you should be able to utilize it for your benefit. If she got a house, if she got a bank account, anything. If you consider yourself mine, if you call me your man and I call you, like, if there's ownership, give it here. And if you're not, don't worry about it. Because somebody else who will. And I don't need it anyway. That's how I feel.
So, okay, what is your perspective on, you know, the lifestyle and the game and polygamous lifestyle? So a man manages a household of between 2 and 6 women. They go out, they make money. He sits back, kicks his feet up. He brings the money in, and then he doles out the things they need, manages the money, things of that nature. That's not even 50-50. That's 100% on the women's end. What would you say about something like that?
Man, you know, you're saying the guy's not bringing anything. He's just managing.
All he's doing is kicking back, doing managerial duties.
So, okay. So here's what I think, me personally. I don't think I could do that, because at that point, my well-being is based on these women. You know what I'm saying? And women are volatile. They up and down. I prefer to do business with men and then have women support me in doing said business. So it seems like a cushy position, but it also seems like an unstable one because it's built upon women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm saying, like, just how do you feel about the dynamics of that? Like, does that make him any less of a man because he's actually he's not contributing anything financially?
Nah. I don't think so, because I don't care what they say, bro. They need leadership. I don't believe that a woman is capable of being the best version of herself without a man. So he's providing leadership. He's providing a vision. He's providing protection. He's providing guidance. If a bitch is wanting to be involved in something like that, she is saying, hey, I'm in this because I see you provide some kind of value, and it ain't got to be financial.
Somebody asked a good question down here. They said, good question for AD. Were you up on game before you got married, or did you learn later on from experiences?
Hell no, absolutely not. Everything. Let me tell you what happened, bro. I got a good friend who very eccentric dude, very weird. And when we first met, we were doing a podcast, and he was like, yeah, bro, you know, me and my wife, we date women together. And, you know, every night I come home, you know, she bathes me, she'll cook dinner, she'll wait for me to get home because she doesn't want to eat alone. And I'm like, wait, nigga, what? And I went on a 2 to 3 year deep dive. Like, wait, how is he doing this? And we would talk every day. Because again, I'm the kind of nigga, if I see somebody do something, I'm like, bro, there's nothing on this earth that I see another nigga do that I say I can't do. Besides like LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. But other than that, if I really put my mind to it, I can accomplish any goddamn thing. So I was just talking to him and picking his brain. I'm like, all right, bro, I'll do some automation, some IT stuff for you, but like, give me more. Like, how did you do this? Right. And then like, I was able to produce the same results that he did. Right. So that's kind of how it all started. And that was like 2-3 years ago. So everything I'm learning, I'm literally recently learning. And I've also did a lot of, self-work. Like, I'm learning everything is about self, bro. If I go out, I think you like this last thing that I put on Instagram. If I see Andrew Tate and you see Andrew Tate and he's talking this shit and I'm like, man, fuck that nigga, and you like, bro, I love it. The difference is you like yourself and I don't like myself. You like how you feel because how you want to feel how he feels, and he's making me feel less than. You know what I'm saying? I've learned it all comes back to self. I have another mentor who said he never said that like you are a God, but he says men are the closest thing to God. He said the sun rises and it sets every day, no matter how it feels, right? It is consistent. He said there ain't shit about a woman's nature that is consistent. Men are the closest thing to God. Then I had another mentor who said, if you're made in God's image, regardless of what religion you choose, and your job is to become more Christ-like, that means you are a God and you are supposed to become the best version of yourself, right? And so I look at it under all circumstances. I believe I am a God. I believe I am a king, right? And my job is to further my kingship, like to become the best version of me, and everybody benefits from around me just by that. So that's, and then again, you talk to the self-love, because self-investment, bro, that shit just makes so much sense. So you telling me all I got to do is keep pouring into me? Oh, man, I can do that.
And the women by happenstance being around you are going to get better because you become like the average people around you. So the better you get, it forces her up. You ever been around a woman and you start working out? She might not catch on immediately, but eventually she starts working out. You start eating better, eventually she's gonna feel bad eating bad. You start reading, eventually she's gonna pick up a book. So you becoming better makes everybody around you better. That's why it all starts with you. Instead of trying to make her better and tell her this, if you get so good in front of her, she's gonna feel so bad, she's gonna pick up the pace on her own. But I like that you said that, man. When I was younger, man, my uncle used to tell me, he was like, "You a god." I didn't even know that was offensive to people until I got grown and got outside of my bubble. He said that shit when I used to look up to his stuff and the things he had. He'd be like, "Man, we both the same. We both guys." And I just took it as, oh, that's what he said. That's what he means. And I just moved like it. You know, everybody didn't get so lucky. But when you come from a place like that, and if you even look, let me not quote this shit is live, but I want to say it's something in the Jewish Bible that says something like that. Or not that. They're the chosen people. Do you know what type of self-esteem you have as a child, hearing from the day you was born that you are a chosen people? And you see it's reflective in their community of the things and the great things they accomplish. Because most things we don't accomplish in life is because our lack of self-esteem. Everything that we hold ourselves back, the reason we don't do the things we're supposed to do, it all comes to self-image, self-esteem, what we believe. But those people have been told from children that they are God's chosen people, meant to do great things. So if you could really believe that, you'll just start to elevate the things that you believe you can do in life. And when you believe you can do it, belief drives everything. So I feel like it's really important to have that self-love, self-investment, and really feel like that about yourself.
Bro, I completely agree. Completely agree.
So let me tell you, because you got all this good stuff you preaching. You just opened a school group. You got some courses in there. You got some blueprints in there. Where can they find that? How do they get it? If you want to tell them the price, if they want the one-on-ones, let them know.
Yeah, for sure. So school community, we're searchable now. It's King's Corner. It's a free community for the time being. I sell a lot of, so here's what I believe in. I don't like cheap shit, and I don't think nobody like cheap shit, right? So I sell high ticket products, right? On the IT, like the tech stuff, like it's tens of thousands of dollars to work with me, right? But for King's Corner specifically, I know everybody ain't got it like that, right? And I literally have all kind of blueprints that I've created, and all of my shit is straightforward. What's my favorite one? It's called the super simple, straightforward, no nonsense way to never argue with your woman again and get sex on demand. Because is that not what niggas want? Do you want less arguments and more sex? Right? It's super simple. Most of my shit is $30 or less. As of right now, if they want a one-on-one call, I think it's like $500 or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, school community, King's Corner, everything that I have learned in the last 2 to 3 years, right? Is that, bro? And let me tell you how I knew I was that nigga. I was born that nigga. I've been that nigga since day one. But I was in a situation where I had a goal, right? Where I was like, all right, bro, I want to be in the bed. I don't know how I came up with this. I want to be in the bed. I want 2 women, one on each side, just like this. And I kiss one, and she said, "Who that nigga?" She said, "You that nigga." I do over here, "Who that nigga?" And I pulled that shit off. When I pulled that shit off, I was like, bro, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, these niggas can't tell me nothing. And so all of the tools, all the tips, all the tricks, everything that I did. And here's the other thing. These women love me. Shed tears for me. Okay. Everything that I've learned the last 2 to 3 years to culminate to that moment and then more, I'm teaching in the community. And all of it is low ticket.
You on your breakout season right now. And you know, the reason I feel like you could probably help a lot of people is because you just came from learning, so you can really remember beforehand, so you understand the mental blocks that a lot of dudes have. A lot of times for me it's unrelatable, man, because it's like, bro, you're asking a question like, bro, I've been thinking like this for so long, I can't even remember when I didn't. So the fact that it wasn't too far ago that you were in their position means that you could help them get out of that position better because you remember the things that you had to hurl over to get there. But let's get to a couple questions before we get out of here. Man, y'all got some questions for us? I'll let you take the first question, then I'll go, then we'll do that a couple times and we'll get up out of here.
Okay.
Hey, liking what you're saying in here. Yeah, he said he liked what you said when you said that talk is overrated. Indeed, when you get to talking too much, you know it ain't worth talking no more. You got to demonstrate. Y'all got some questions in here? Y'all better ask some questions now. We gonna give y'all a couple. If not, I'm gonna grab some questions from the school group. See what we got in the school group. Let me see. Questions. Okay, listen. Actually, no, I got a question for you, right? Because it's a lot of things that go on once you get online, and once you start having a realization, and you start breaking paradigms, and a lot of things. I'll be honest. When you break your paradigm, it's hard to hold on to anything you had before that, because now you question everything. How is this working with your wife, knowing that she was with you before you had that paradigm, for you to be able to hold it together while you have this new shift in identity? You gotta tell me how that worked, how you worked that out like that.
Well, one, I'm just different, bro. Like, some men have a hard time being honest with themselves. I don't. If you see me lying to me, it's because I don't know no better. Right. So I'm always looking for, I'm willing to disband any belief at any moment if you can prove to me otherwise. Because I'm not trying to be right. I'm trying to get as close to the truth as I possibly can. So when it came to her, like, we sat down and had several conversations, and it was just like, hey, this is what I'm doing now. I know it's a change for you. I know you don't like it. If you want to end the relationship, no problem, let me know. We can, whatever, right? But then what I really, really, really realized, bro, is that I don't care what any woman says. She does not want what's best for you. She wants what's best for her. She wants what's best for her. It is not best for me to have one woman who I'm committed to, who can walk and talk and say any goddamn thing to me, and then think that she can just get away with it. That's not what's best for me. Even though that's what I signed up for when we went and did our marriage and all that. That's not what's best for me. I didn't know, right? Like, literally, what I learned is that men get married when they're doing well financially, and the woman they have is good enough. Right? We don't get with our dream girls. We get with the women who we are with when we're doing well and she's good enough. Like, she's not problematic. She ain't making no issues. She ain't really causing no drama. You know, and it's the crazy that I'm familiar with. You know what I'm saying? And so what I realized was just like, hey, like, one, I'm everything I said on this call already. One, they need chaos. And this whole vision of me wanting a happy woman. No. That's not what I want. I want a woman who has systems and rituals and routines in place to keep her happy or keep her focused on gratitude. Now, she's still gonna need chaos anyway. And when I'm with these other bitches, she likes me more because it reminds her, well, damn, other people still want him. You know what I'm saying? Once I realized that was what's best for me, it's like, I'm doing this. I don't give a fuck how you feel. Right? And if you want to, and that's the other thing, I've always been willing to burn the, if you want to go, here's the other thing about me. I don't let people blackmail me. I've never been one for blackmail. I'll give you an example. I was at home one time. I grew up, I was living with my cousins, and I broke something, right? And my cousin's like, ooh, I'm telling you. And as soon as my aunt got home, I came downstairs like, hey, look, just so you know, I broke this. He was gonna tell you, I ain't doing that. They can't blackmail me. The same way, I'm not gonna be with no woman where it's just like, I will be alone. I'll be okay. I like me. I'll be okay. I'll be a-okay. So it's just, once I learned something, it's like, why in the fuck would I continue to do something that wasn't working? Why would I run east looking for a sunset, or however they say that? Like, I just wouldn't do it.
No, I can dig that. What I was really saying was not to say that you wasn't ready to change the situation. I'm just saying the fact that she was able to get with the program in the way that you wanted to, because a lot of times, man, through my evolution, the woman just couldn't evolve as fast as me. And even times where they could, it was almost, she wants to be there. She wants to do everything right, but she's still holding me back from greater. And so I had to let it go. You never got to a point with that with your wife where you was like, this is just good enough. And it would just hurt her feelings to leave her. But for me to be as great as I want to be, that number one spot got to go to the number one stunner. And I wasn't a number one stunner when I caught her. So ain't no way that she's a number one stunner to who I am and building myself into.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying, like,
have you ever felt like on your trajectory of learning and growing and becoming something great, that you might have to remove her from that first position and put somebody else in that first position, because somebody in that first position that you couldn't catch when you caught her. But because you're evolving, becoming somebody new, you might be able to catch somebody, and she might not be evolving at the same pace as you.
I hear you. I hear you. So a couple things. I will say that for a while, and even now, I'm still like conflicted. Are you familiar with a guy named Derek Grace?
No.
Okay, he's from Atlanta, and dude like has 10 children with 4 or 5 baby mamas, and I think they were all living together at one point. And he's real big on family, like real big on like, hey, we're a family, we're a unit, whatever. And my head has always been like, how are we a family, but she can leave whenever she wants? Like, I can't make her stay here. Like, she gonna do what she want to do, right? And so, like, I'm just real big on that. I've never like I've cried over women. I've been cheated. I've had all this shit, but I've never begged a bitch to stay with me. It don't make sense. Like, imagine when you've made a decision that you've decided. There's nothing anyone's going to say to talk you out of doing something you've decided already, right? So to me, if a woman has decided that she's going to leave, then I'm gonna just let you. Like,
not necessarily her deciding, because she loves you. You evolving, you getting better and better. Why would she leave? But you deciding that she's not the best for you. She's good. She's better than most, but it's better out there that you will never be able to have as long as she's in that first position.
No. Oh, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. No. Every day is an audition. She could be gone tomorrow. Because it ain't about like, oh, you're here. Here's how I put it. Dak Prescott is the Cowboy, is the quarterback of the Cowboys, right? He has to perform well enough that they still want him. And so it's a mutual thing. So me saying, oh, she's in the number one spot, like, it's more so like I'm constantly on the search. I'm out here, right? If I were to meet a woman and it's like, hey, you're useful, and all right, come on in, let's see what you can do. Let's see what skills you got. And I also look at it as like totally separate relationships. What I have going on over here has nothing to do with what I have going on over here. And I don't even see it as a ranking thing. It's just I'm willing to give a woman a lot.
But I would say this. I get what you're saying. There's not a rank. What I do over here is what I do over here. What I do over here is what I do over here. But it is somewhat of a rank, because I know that you have to spend more time with your wife, because it's your main household, than other places. So as long as she gets the majority of your time and energy, there is technically a rank.
Nope. Here's the thing. I don't have to do a goddamn thing. I don't have to do nothing but stay black and die.
But because you do, as of right now,
yes,
whether in your mind or her mind, yes, there is a rank, because he spends more time with me and the family than he does with that new broad he met. And the broads will see it that way.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying is, have you ever thought that dynamic might have to shift one day? And would you be willing to make a shift? Or do you say, no, this woman was with me before who I am now? And because of that, let me finish. I'm not saying you're going to let disrespect slide. But what I am saying, does that come into consideration when you meet a new woman that may be better caliber, handling her business a little bit different? Does that come into consideration when you say, well, you know what? I'm going to give her a couple more brownie points because of the history we have?
No, I stopped doing that a long time ago.
Not to say she's disrespectful. Just the fact that you give her a little bit more points just for that fact. Or does she get no points for the history?
No, you get no points for the history. You get no points for the history. Because put it this way. I remember she would say, like, I was here when you had nothing or whatever. And it's like, financially speaking, that's true. I've always had my pride and my ego and I've always been ambitious. I've always stood out. So I've never had nothing. But technically that's true, right? But there were also moments in our past where, like, I was having a tough time and she made the shit worse, right? So in her head, she's like, oh, I was here when I was here from the past, so I should get points. And I was like, yeah, bitch, and Hitler was there during the Holocaust. What's your point? You don't get credit for being here, especially when you were making things more difficult. You know what I'm saying? So no, but at the same time, I don't even think about, here's what I tell women. I said, there's no woman who can get me to leave you alone but you, period. Right? So I only ever think in terms of addition. That's it. I don't think of like, oh, I'm not going to replace a woman, quote unquote. I'm just going to stop fucking dealing with you. And it ain't going to have nothing to do with her. It's going to be because you fucked up. That's what it's going to be. So like, that's how I look at it.
No, I feel that. I feel that. I just had that question because you've been married for a long time. So, but listen, you saying all the things that kind of align with what I'm saying. But okay, so she was never there financially holding you down at any point in time.
No, she was and is now.
In a time where you didn't have it.
No. When I didn't have it, no.
No. Okay. Well, then, okay, that makes sense then. So I understand where you're coming from.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like if I had nothing going on. Now, let me say, I've been laid off and fired. There've been times where it's like, hey, I need your couch. Because so there's been times where it's like, okay, in this short period, but I'm always back on my feet within 30, 60 days. Type of thing.
So never long enough to where you give her any credit.
Absolutely.
Like you really did something.
No, but I honestly think that when a woman sees a man down, like she's likely to talk to him the worst because her respect is out the door. So no, absolutely nothing like that.
Do you believe that? You believe that if a man isn't financially in a position, that a woman is always going to talk to him down?
No. I think that here's what I know. It's hard for a man to feel good about himself when he doesn't have any cash in his pocket. It's just hard. I'm not saying you can't. It's very, very hard. The same way it's hard for a woman to like herself if she believes she's ugly. It's possible.
And that's exactly why a man should validate himself with the money almost third or fourth. Because when I had no money, I talked like this. You would think I was insane because you would be like, why does he talk like that? But I feel like because I felt like that, because I stood on other things that allowed that. See, like you said, if a man don't feel a certain way, he's not going to act a certain way. And when he doesn't act like a king, he's not going to be treated like a king. But if a man with nothing, living with a woman who's paying everything, still acted like a king, walked around like a king, checked everything like a king, was ready to walk like he had a castle to go to, I feel like the dynamic would be different.
I agree, but I'm telling you that
no, for sure. Most dudes is not going to, because we've been trained to stand on that. But guess what? When you really realize your true power, man, the most valuable thing about you is not that. The most valuable thing to the woman is your leadership, your mind, the fact that you're not as emotional as her, the fact that you can lead in a different way. That's the most valuable thing to a woman, for real, if you ask me. Now,
I agree. I'm thinking like the young 20-some-year-old version of me, 19, because I had my son when I was 19, so I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, nigga, I'm a child. I don't know what I'm. So there's a lot of uncertainty around that. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not saying that money makes the man. I'm saying me as a young. I'll just speak for me.
I'm not gonna act like it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. It's just hard because it's like, bro, anything could happen, and I have no kind of recourse. I'm 5'4". I can only do so much physically. You know what I'm saying? I need to be able to manipulate the world in other ways. So it's just hard for a man to feel good about himself with no money.
No, that's definitely, you always got to get your mind right. Hold on. Afi got a question. He said, how do you know that you know the game well enough to teach it since you've been married?
How do I know the game well enough? Because I know I was on the verge of divorce just 2 years ago. Complete divorce. Like I'm up at night, can't sleep, heart pounding, don't know what the fuck's about to happen. And now it's to the point where like she wants to bring me women. Most niggas cannot say that. They will never be able to say that. And so I'm not even saying I'm at the point where I can teach men. I just know that men want more sex. They want less arguments. Men want threesomes. I've done things that most niggas ain't. Now, am I at the level of Johnny Cash? Am I at the level of Gang Got Goldie? Absolutely not. But I done made enough mistakes and I done bumped my head and I've just learned what don't work. I've learned what don't work. And when
I would say you have a very interesting dynamic that's relatable to most men. Got in a relationship young, got married young, and want to know how to change that. They're in a relationship, a long-term relationship. They're just trying to wake up, but they're in a situation. To change that, I feel like that's an actually very broad market. Johnny Cash, me, it's a lifestyle that most people can't relate to at all. You'll never be able to fathom. But your situation gives you a perspective, you know, to where you can actually walk somebody through something you recently walked through.
You know,
Because most dudes that come to me, they're in a relationship. They want to know, hey, how can I get my wife to get with it? How can I get my girlfriend to get with it? And my answer is always the same, man, just go get another business, go be with it.
Yeah,
But you manage.
No. It just so happened to work out this way. Because I agree. It's like you can't make her do nothing. She don't value my nigga. And so here's what I tell me. If you want to act right, just say, hey, baby, I need you to do this. Or I need some head. I need whatever I need. No, okay. You know what? I don't want to break the family apart. Don't worry about it. I'll be back. I asked you to do it. You didn't want to do your job. I'm having somebody else do your job. I'll be back. And stand on it. And if she get upset, bitch, those your feelings. Those feelings are not my job. It's not my job to keep you happy. It's your job.
Let me ask you a question, right? Because you know, it's a lot of different styles of macking. You got the super mac, you got the super player, you got the romancer, you got the standing 10 toes. And you sound like you one of the standing 10 toes, right? Does that you said no?
I don't know what you're talking about. You using a bunch of euphemisms. I think so. I don't know. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Okay. What's a euphemism that you would understand?
I'm a square.
No. Like the Romeo, you know, you got the Casanova type of game. It's different players in the game. It's different ways they go about their game. You know, What I'm saying is like you like a really hard, stern type of style. It seems like that's like me naturally.
Yeah,
but I have my soft sides.
Yeah.
What would you advise? Do you advise that's the only thing that works, or do you advise? What's your perspective on that?
With women specific?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what I'll say. There's very, very, very few differences between dating and business. Dating and business. The same thing that makes a man want to buy a service from me for $10, $15, $20,000 is the same thing that makes a woman want to fuck. It's the same thing. It's making them feel heard and understood, right? That's all it is. It's literally the same thing. So me personally, I've got a lot of mentors. I've learned like tone of voice. What I would say is, I mostly when I'm talking about, I'm turned up. You know, the other thing, I'm at home all day. I'm with the wife. I'm with the kids. So I'm like, I don't have other men to talk to. So when I'm talking to you, like, yeah, like I'm relaxed and I'm turned up. But in general, I'm laid back. I'm cool. I'm smooth. Like she knew this interview was coming up today, right? And she knew I've been looking forward to it. She was like making jokes and shit. And I was like, look, I'm gonna need you to get my clothes out, baby. It's going down. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna be like, hey, you ever want to fuck with a nigga who just got done talking to Goldie? She's like, nigga, you it. So I'm just smooth. I'm funny, right? And growing up, I remember thinking like, it don't make sense that a bitch want to fuck because I make her laugh. That is not a good reason to open your legs to any man because he makes you laugh. But then what I learned is that when you're laughing, you're comfortable, right? So if you're a smooth guy, you're a funny guy, you know how
that's
comfortable. That's what
it is. That's some game. Yep. That's exactly what it is. People don't understand that. Comfort. That's why I tell dudes all the time, like the best woman that you can get is the one that you can make feel the most comfortable the fastest. Not the one that you trying to trick in this and you trying to make her. Nah, the one that you can make feel comfortable the fastest. And it is an art. And let me tell you what, it was a thing in the game. It was like the more game you have, the more you can make a woman fall in, the faster you can make her fall in love. And I would have track records. Not that it means anything when she says she's in love, but if you can get her to that point, you want to get her to that point as fast as possible. It all comes through comfort. And if you can learn how to do that, you can learn to have any woman you want, however you want to have it.
I believe it, bro. I believe it. But to answer your question, bro, I'm smooth. I'm laid back. I've learned tone, right? So my tone is usually soft, it's warm, it's loving. But then when it's like, bitch, I need you to stop, it's very direct. But then when I catch myself, I'm like, damn, see, now I'm outside of love. I know if I give her animosity in my voice, she's going to give me animosity in her voice. You know what I'm saying? So for that reason, I try to stay, even keel and just leave a bitch alone. I like to remove myself from the room. That works well for me. Go hang out with somebody else. Go hang out alone. Go read a book. Go work on my business.
Okay. All right, we're going to do one more question, and then we're going to tell them one more time where they're going to be able to find you.
For sure.
Let me see. that can be controlled is objects because they don't think. Somebody said you can't control anything that has its own conscience. Only thing that can be controlled is objects, items, because they can't think, move, and control them. That's absolutely incorrect. Read B.F. Skinner. He's done studies on it. No, he doesn't even believe that he doesn't even believe we have free will. He believes that every decision we make is because of other decisions that we can't make. And if you control a person's environment, you can pretty much control everyone. He says a thing all the time. He says, they say you can't lead a horse of water. You can lead a horse of water, but you can't make it drink. He says, but if I lead that horse of water, dehydrate that horse, beat that horse, starve that horse, it's almost guaranteed it's going to drink that water. So if you control certain conditions, and he feels like as human beings, you can pretty much get, and that's how he sees the world, like the entire population, from all the things they do pulling the strings. We think we have choices, but they're driving and directing us exactly to where we want to be. Joe, look it up. I'd advise everybody. It's very eye-opening if you want to learn how to, but it's positive reinforcement as well. He talks about positive reinforcement is better than negative reinforcement. You should read it if you want to get, better outcomes with your kids and your women and things of that nature. I just gave y'all some super game. But anyway, we're going to keep continuing. It's called behaviorism. Is she That's not even worth asking.
You know what? I know where that question about to go. Is she doing what she? Let's talk about that real quick. Niggas love to ask that. They're like, hey, if you doing what you doing, can she do? Nigga, no.
That's got to be a woman who asked that question.
Here's the thing. No, they love to ask it as like a non-contrarian thing. Here's what I say. If I give you my last name, put you on a life insurance, give you my kids, I'm doing all of these things, and another nigga can just come in and get it at a discount. Fuck that. I'll be the side nigga. Go marry him. I refuse. Now, if that's what you want to do, cool. We can split the finances, whatever. But here's the thing. She already know my trajectory is this. So why you going to jump off now when you, okay. If that's really what you want to do, I will be your side, and you can do all that. And then I'm going to just.
Yeah, man, that's the one thing about the whole situation, because that's very interesting, because you are married. So the fact that you were able to switch lanes with the broad and be like, this is what it is, knowing she could at any moment pull the trump card, 50-50, nigga, give me half. The fact that you were able to avoid that.
No. Here's the thing, bro, because niggas, what people don't understand is one of the biggest things I see people do wrong is they focus on what they don't want. I know men who were in my situation and then they just don't whatever because they're afraid of that. I'm like, bitch, take it, because do you know how much I'm going to be worth in the next 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 years? Go. To me, that's like blackmailing. That's like blackmailing me. Talking about, oh, well, if you do this, I'm going to go. I sign whatever. Here you go. Bam. Because you're going to feel stupid. And the next bitch is going to get everything that you missed out.
Yeah. And what you're saying is, you're so confident in what you're doing. It's like for me, bitch, you could leave right now.
Yes.
Bitch and brought $250,000 to the table, try to get attitude. Bitch, you could take it. Bitch, you could take it. Bitch, you could take. And it's the fact that you want to let them take it that they won't. But if you wanted it and wanted to hold on to it, I guarantee you they'd leave with it. So I feel like that's and it's not even a tactic. It's really how you feel. It's really how I feel. So if you can get to a point where you really feel that confident in yourself, nobody's leaving a confident motherfucker, because most people aren't confident. They're unsure about life and where they're going. When you're so sure about yourself and where you're going that you'll leave everything behind, nobody's going to walk away, because they're going to be like, nah, he's too confident. I need to stick with him. He knows something I don't know. He got a winning lottery ticket in his pocket and he just ain't telling me he knows something. I got to stick with it. But that's with everything in life. Confidence is key. But we talk about building that confidence from daily habits and just shifting your framework and understanding your value.
Yeah. And here's the other thing. I had a mentor who told me, I was tore up when this chick left, and he was like, bro, you didn't lose her. She simply made space for a woman who was more compatible. So that's how I look at it. I cannot lose any woman, because if she wanted to be here, she would. And the fact that she left me, she's not compatible. So I'm going to go find a chick who's more compatible. And that's what it is.
Those are the proper frameworks of life. I can swear the right hand of motherfucking God strike me down right now. I've never lost a bitch that I was like, oh, I don't even. Never had a bitch that I'd be like, oh man, I would never. Not never bitch I've ever had, ever lost. Have I ever been like, damn, that was a good bitch, I should know. It's always, I'm glad she's gone. because now I can level up and get something better. That's really how I feel to this day. Bitch, leave. Bitch, leave. I'll catch some way colder shit. You really holding me back from catching some colder shit is how I feel.
But I mean, I like your rule about they got to bring me more. That's a new rule for me going forward. You got to be able to bring me more. Shit.
Sometimes you'll catch a broad that he used to call it a liquor license, a lick her license, a broad that can catch broads and likes catching broads and is good with catching broads. That's in the game. That's how you get deep. That's how you get rich. But in the regular world, hey, that's how you have a nice life, because it's a lot harder fishing as a man than a woman. But that same woman going out and fishing, women are way more receptive. And then it's the introductory to you. She doesn't have to get comfortable with you. She's comfortable with this woman. That's enough validation for her to say, okay, I don't got to go through that whole process of getting comfortable with him. She's comfortable with him, and that's enough for me. That's enough social proof for me. So having a woman with a liquor license, man, will make your life great. Every time you go out, you're always gonna have fun. Every time. Now, I'm telling you.
That's so funny. My wife, she don't want to be on camera. She's got a very pretty face. She's like, she hangs herself on her face. She be like, yeah, that bitch, she got the body, but her face ain't like whatever. And I'm like, you just got lucky, right? But it's so much so that like women will be like, look, I ain't even interested in you. I'm on her. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, what you want to do? Have fun.
Man, I hate a pretty bitch, man, because they always want to hang their hat on they prettiness. I'll be like, every bitch ain't prettier than you. Oh, she ain't pretty. Man, bitch, shut up. Everybody just gonna be prettier than you. Like, what are you talking about right now? I hate that shit.
Also funny, we understand. I used to listen to a lot of Joe Budden way back in the day. And I don't know if you know about Joe Budden, but he is known for having the baddest bitches. Go look up all his exes. Bad, cold. And one of his things he was saying in his songs, and I remember I say this to her, if she were standing in here right now, she'd tell you. He said, for every bad bitch, there's a nigga side of fucking her. So I said, I don't care how good you look. I'm probably gonna be that nigga. So if you want to be mesmerized by all these things that these niggas out here telling you, go for it. That's your new nigga now.
That's why the prettiest bitches always tell me, you don't never tell me that I'm fine, bitch, and I'm not never gonna give you that motherfucking validation, because you might get to thinking that that's gonna mean something, and you might get to try to act crazy because I talk about it. That really is number 3, 4 on the list. Yeah, that's only a good. That's only beneficial when people see us and give me some status because you right here. That's only beneficial because I'll be able to catch that bitch a little bit easier because she like you. But that's 4 or 5 to me, bitch. I don't really give a fuck about it for real.
I tell her, look, what you look like is dependent on how you treat me and what you're doing. So right now, if you're doing well, you a 10. You a 10 in my eyes. And as soon as you give me your bullshit, you about a 2.
And I'm gonna I say that shit all the time. Like somebody said, it pretty is what pretty does, man. Shit. And I tell people all the time, like, I'm genuinely, something is wrong with my brain, because it could be the finest woman and she got a shitty personality, or just one of them bitches I don't like. I can see that bitch is ugly, and that's really all I see. I can't see nothing else. And there could be a 4-5 over here who treat me doing everything right, got the right personality, right energy, and I'll be like, man, that bitch a 10 because she warms my motherfucking heart when I get around her. You know what I'm saying? So I could only see what a woman's doing for me and how she makes me feel. And I feel like that's actually a superpower, because most people out here fucked up behind some good looks, and everything in their life is in disarray because they chasing that horrible bitch for them.
Yep, I agree. And her looking good don't do nothing but get your dick hard. That's all it do. It ain't no other benefits.
Man, shit. And if she talking wrong, it's gonna make my dick soft. So you know how you treat me is gonna override how you looking. Yeah, a lot of times it'll be like that. It'll be a bad little bitch, and I'll be like, damn, bitch, you made my dick soft talking. You should just shut the fuck up, and we'd have got somewhere.
Yep. That's how it be, bro. That's how it be.
First live tapped in late. We gonna do the edit. I'm gonna post this live for the people in my school, and then we gonna put the edit up for YouTube. But you got any last words? Want to let them know where to find you at?
Last words,
Instagram,
bro.
Let them know your Instagram too.
For sure. You can find me on Instagram at the RPA guy. That's the THE guy on Instagram. Also, we got Instagram is King's Corner podcast on Instagram as well. So that's all the podcasts where I'm giving away all the game. On the RPA guy, I'm just kind of talking tech. I'm talking about a bunch of shit on all of them. But find me on Instagram at the RPA guy or at King's Corner podcast. Like and subscribe, bro, because it's going up. It's going up. I'm about to change the world. And really what I want to do, I want to help men learn about self-love, self-respect, self-acceptance. And one day, this is my goal. This is my dream. One day I want every man everywhere in every country to stand up and just look at their woman and be like, bitch, go sit down somewhere. We're going to change the world. It's going to change the world. It's going to change the world, bro. I want men to be able to stick up for themselves and you know, truly value themselves.
Hey man, and it's already starting. All right, shit. Another episode. Don't hate the player, learn the game. We out of here.